how and where we grow up has a huge influence on our relationship to finances as adults. I could summarize this in one word: conditioning. So let's look at our conditioning at a bigger picture scale. If we zoom back 100, 200, 300 years, our relational dynamics around finances have changed astronomically. For centuries, or even perhaps millennia, it has tended to be the men in heteronormative relationship dynamics that have been responsible for being the financial provider. This is something that is so baked into so many of us as conditioning that where we are now is actually extraordinarily cutting edge. A world where women are absolutely crushing it at business and entrepreneurial pursuits, and we live in a time, now more than ever, where people have had the tools and resources at their fingertips on a keyboard to create entrepreneurial and business endeavors. We are in a completely new paradigm. It is such a dramatic shift that has happened so quickly in the grander scheme of the Earth's history that there's so many parts of ourselves that are reorientating to this new reality. Many of us actually value 50-50 financial contribution in relationships, and that's a beautiful thing. There's nothing inherently wrong about that. And there's many of us who actually still have residue from the old ways of being where the men have tended towards being a provider. And there's nothing inherently bad or wrong about that either. Where these dynamics can create harm is if there's money programs running in the shadows that are driving the show. So the invitation of this video is to just bring our beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors around money to the surface because they have a huge impact in our own life and they can have a huge impact on our relationship partner. Something that I'm a huge advocate of in relationships is financial transparency, being naked about our money world. When we're in a deep committed relationship with someone, our relationship with money impacts us and it can have an impact on our partner as well because of how fundamental money is to our surviving and thriving. So being financially naked means being revealing about which money personality we tend to lean towards and being honest with ourselves and our partner about some of our unhealthy money patterns and conditioning. What I'm promoting is a spirit of teammateship and cooperation in knowing that so many of us aren't given proper financial education. And so in a spirit of teammateship, there's a culture of supporting and encouraging each other rather than it being oppositional. And this requires us to be deeply honest with ourselves, highly self-reflective, and willing to be vulnerable and expose the parts of our money world that is underdeveloped or unhealthy. One of the first steps to transformation is owning that there's a pattern that needs to be healed and then bringing it out to the surface to be looked at and examined. There's a way that we can create safety in a partnership so that there's a culture where this type of conversation is not only recommended, but encouraged and celebrated. It's really an evolutionary and transformational approach to relationships. Having a shared value for growth, both at the personal and relational level, and even at the collective level. When we can go vulnerable with our partner and show them the areas that we're really good at, as well as the areas that we struggle in, it can help inform the next appropriate steps to take in your collaboration teammateship with your partner.